Welcome to the Daily Life Uncut Day 5. I'm Ernest Beckham, and welcome to my journey. Today's episode is going to be simply not raging on about our war that me and my best friend Joshua Rush over at his channel, Happy Time Bros, youtube.com/HappyTimeBros has. I'm not going to go ahead and see who's better or anything like that. Today's episode, I want to go ahead and talk about something that holds a special part in my life, and that's video games. Now, I grew up on video game systems and games of that system era in the 90s. Now, my favorite systems are PlayStation, they were Nintendo 64, hell, I even did the Super Nintendo for a while. Those video games basically paved way to games that I absolutely love today, including Assassin's Creed, the Zelda series, the Mario series, anything like that. I absolutely love video games. And video games have given my life a huge impact. If it wasn't for video games, me and one of my best friends, Thomas Broyles, would have not liked each other, so to speak. It wasn't for video games, me and my friend Christopher Wilson want to have something to do when he comes over. Maybe we might talk, maybe we might actually go outside and do something. I don't think so. We did things like play video games. Even my best friend Joshua Rush. Granted, we do a lot of other things together. Majority of the time we do play video games of some sort. Those things they're a huge impact in my life. And I must point out one thing specifically, and that's the fact that the best video game console that I have actually owns the best controller that has actually been awarded many awards for its design and its smooth capability. That's the Xbox One, and the Xbox One controller has been the best controller that has been designed by Microsoft, and even in the video game industry, period. But even before that, we had video game consoles that was, in the early 60s, they had little boxes with a stick out of the top. You remember the Atari 2600? Yeah, that console, the console that first introduced Pong. If you were born in that time, what about even the Nintendo NES system? In the 80s, the ones that had a box that had a couple different colored buttons on them. Yeah, you don't know those things either. It's okay. What about even, going back to say as far as the first PlayStation, one of my most favorite systems. I remember waking up Christmas morning. My dad had spent $300 on a PlayStation and wrapped it up and put it under the tree for us. I had no idea. I ran out. I didn't even know what a PlayStation was. But yet I kept raging on about how I wanted something to do at home because I didn't want to play outside. And lo and behold, I got my first gaming system. Introduced me to a wider range of games like Spyro, Crash, even gave me games as far back as, all the Super Nintendo games that I had. Mario, Super Mario World, there was even Mortal Kombat at the time. Games that were very violent, but yet I played anyway because my parents had no idea what was going on. Either way, video games have made a huge impact in my life. And if it wasn't for video games, I would have met some of the best friends that I've ever had. And I wouldn't have met and been able to talk to a lot of people that I know in my life. Now, straying a little bit away from that, I have had a lot of people in my life that I absolutely do not want to let go. And unfortunately, I've had to do that over the recent years. I truly want to apologize for anybody that I have ever offended or ever given crap to over the past few years or even in my entire lifetime. Remember, people change. People get better. And I have gotten better. And I have changed. And I have done things for the better. Straying back from that, let's go back to video games. And no to the simple fact that video games are the cornerstone of development, so to speak. They're the cornerstone of my life. If it wasn't for video games, I don't know what I would do. Probably something else. Either way, this has been The Daily Life Uncut, Day 5. I am Ernest Beckham. Stay sharp, and remember, welcome to my journey.